Great Britain, the world's primary exporter of tabloid scandals, is currently engrossed in 1 month on from the leaked photo of Boris Johnson at a mid-lockdown work gathering. The anger is only growing.
Will the Prime Minister agree it's now time for him to resign?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Boris is hanging on by his fingernails, despite being forced to apologise to the Queen. No, the other Queen. And the opposition is going for the jugular.
You have sat there too long for all the good you have done. In the name of God, go.
Wait, sorry, what? That's not the opposition. That's a member of Boris's own party.
I must say to the right honourable gentleman, I don't know what he's talking about.
And that wasn't even the biggest shock within Tory ranks. One of Boris's MPs has now quit the party and signed up with Labor.
There's been a lot of build-up to this and a lot of soul-searching that's taken many sleepless nights.
Boris refuses to go, insisting everyone wait for the results of an inquiry into whether he breached the ministerial code.
Nobody told me that what we were doing was, as you say, against the rules.
Since the Prime Minister wrote the walls, why on earth does he think this new defence is going to work for him?
It may not. Johnson could face a leadership spill if 54 of his MPs submit letters of no confidence. Reports say at least 20 have been handed in so far. So are Boris's days in Downing Street coming to an end?
Well, joining us from London is our UK correspondent, Lucy McDonald. So, Lucy, how much time has Boris Johnson bought himself by telling everyone to wait for the outcome of this investigation?
Well, he certainly bought himself time because we all know that he was at a party, that he did break lockdown rules, although he said he didn't. And there is a lot of anger. So whether this report is going to kind of diffuse that over time, but this is Boris Johnson, you know, the Teflon man. He clings on, he reinvents himself. There are so many times over the last 2 years that I've thought he could go, but he has hung on. But that golden touch definitely waning. Allies of the Prime Minister are warning that the current situation just can't go on.
Well, there's already a lot of damning evidence out there that it all happened as has been described. How could this investigation conclude anything other than he did the wrong thing?
Who knows? The report's due next week. The senior civil servant that's in charge of it is highly lauded, highly respected. But we do know that at least 12, perhaps up to 17 parties happened at various government departments in a time when the rest of the nation was frightened, locked in our homes, not allowed to socialise, not allowed to say goodbye to loved ones apart from on Zoom, funerals restricted to 40 people, wakes restricted to 12 people. And at the same time, there were work parties or Zoom quizzes happening, you know, at the heart of the government. So you would think that the report's conclusion were pretty obvious, but let's wait and see.
Boris is now ending the COVID rules designed to combat the Omicron outbreak. You know, no more mask mandates on public transport and in schools. Health experts are really, really worried. How concerned are you guys? Do you think this is going to add to his leadership woes?
Well, I think the timing was very coincidental because there's lots of backbench Tory MPs who didn't want the restrictions. So it kind of feels a bit perhaps like an appeasement to them. But it doesn't seem to be based on science as much of his attitude towards the whole pandemic hasn't. It just seems to be, to me, a bit of clever political manoeuvring. We don't know the science behind Omicron. You know, it does feel that he has got away with it. He's got away with relaxing the restrictions so far. The NHS hasn't been as overwhelmed as perhaps it could have been. The new variant, obviously much milder than previous variants, but also things like long COVID aren't being factored in. So, yeah, it does feel to me like a bit of political manoeuvring.
Thanks so much for your time, Lucy.
Thank you.